itself in the back, because that's where the money has come from.
Yeah, it's
It
come
will
from the
be
people.
Pacifica's museum. It won't belong to anyone else, because we have not been able to raise funds outside the community.
Well, thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, please.
And on that note, if you all save your rummage, because in March, the Historical Society is having a big rummage sale, and so it means to tell your friends and neighbors to save their things too. And it will be on the website of the Historical Society exactly when and where. And also our castle tours go on in August, and that's a huge fundraiser for us. And so these are the things that are coming up that you should hopefully spread the word. It's the friends and neighbors that are going to make it happen.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Sue was next, sorry.
Yes, for the
I'm keeping track.
public and for the Historical Society, I think what we're seeing is that the history of Pacifica is part of our economic engine. And that is much thrust as we as a community and a council can give to our history to get to that point where we're really, truly part of a vibrant economy.
Thank you.
And I thank you, historical people, for that.
And the city has waived permit fees for us. So that's,
We waive
that's-
permit,
yeah.
we've got a $1, you know, it's, yeah, we've been there. We're just, I need to be there more. Sam? We all-
I want to change the subject matter a little bit, but not too much of what we're talking about here, because I think, especially Mary Ann, working with you and Sue, agree on this, is as we look at the Economic Development Committee and look at everything we're doing there, it is about promoting everything. We're talking about the Little Brown Church, but I think also Mary Ann just brought up this Sanchez Adobe and potential for an interpretive center there. But on top of that, the GGNRA Board Liaison Committee, also has pushed for the master plan that's being updated to include a visitor center here in Pacifica. They were originally going to put it down in Montero, but we strongly objected to that. And so we prefer it here, where actually they did not prefer it down there in Montero. So you have a city council here that's doing quite a bit, and then I'm going to actually ask a question, so just a comment here. We have the opening of the tunnel, but then the actual road, which would be Old Highway 1 Devil's Slide, that will not be open for another year. So we have a lot of opportunities for promoting the city. We talked about the America's Cup. That's another opportunity there, not just, and it shouldn't be sort of a one and done hit. It should be done as promoting Pacifica, bringing in the right people to say, I want to return here again after the America's Cup. But in the sense of turning this into a question, Mary Ann, what are those things that we can do to reach out to the county and to the state to help promote these openings of the tunnel, the opening of the Devil's Slide area, which will actually be county park, and again, that it's not just going to be county property, but it's going to be potential to promote the city of Pacifica with those things.
What are those things we can do, or what are those things we are doing? I mean, part of what my speech was about is that we have been working with the county. I want to make sure that people are aware of that. By virtue of, go ahead, Carol, you can jump in anytime, and then we'll come back to Jared.
We've been very active at the county with working with City and County of San Francisco on this golf course. With our Park and Rec Director, Dave Holland, has been meeting with Park and Rector Phil Ginsberg of San Francisco. We have all been working with individual supervisors to help them understand that we think that we can save the native preserve as well as keep this golf course open. I had a conversation just yesterday with Supervisor Eric Marr, who is more and more content now that work can be done to save the snake, save the frog, and keep the golf course playable. So I think we are making progress there. One of the things that I hope to get done in this month is work with Ann LeClaire at the Visitors and Convention Bureau on something to do with the America's Cup, so we will be prepared. Not just our hotels, but also with our sailing community, our yacht clubs. So I think that we have to be ready to go there. This is an opportunity for full hotel, full restaurant, maybe enough money coming into our county to help us do some other improvements to our yacht clubs. So, and Don and I give you our word that the coast is one of the most dearest treasured of our county, and we will do whatever we can to make sure that we have economic vitality with you and the
Just want to add to that there will be opportunities for committee members coming forward for various functions in that regard, and I'll be looking to folks like yourself to come forward for those things as well. We're trying to, and I think Jerry can probably speak to this, I know Mark Hirschman can, because I think I have his number on speed dial. We're not shy about asking. I don't think we really are we?
Asking or telling.
Jerry's only known me. Jerry's only known me about 3 years, but he never has to wonder what I'm thinking. Right?
Right, that's
And I appreciate that relationship with him. So we want to be in that mix all the way along, and the Convention and Visitors Bureau already has been involved with that. We had that report at Economic Development on Tuesday. You would have really liked it, actually, because it was quite elaborate, but sorry. Terry, and then I'll work my way up the aisle here.
I just wanted to ask if you've talked with the Convention and Visitors Bureau about partnerships with some of the major hotels that do conferences and bringing them down for a day tour and restaurant. And one way that we've done that in Burlingame is concierge tours. We've invited the concierges to come to a meal at local restaurants and actually visit them, and maybe the Economic Development Committee could do the same, because that really introduces them to the area.
Absolutely. I gave you kind of the high points of the report that we had on Tuesday night, and it's just since September. But I just want to outline for you, that's exactly what some of those things were about. We have had groups that were writers. We have had groups that are travel writers specifically, hosted at Mix. Segway tours were a huge hit. We also had a familiarization trip from the UK. They are pretty thrilled with us. Let's see, Sydney Morning Herald, so the Australian travel writers have been hosted here. And like I said, we've been working with sports managers and also with another international tour where one of our hotels actually thought they were already involved, and we found out they weren't. So we've been able to hook some of those things up. So Terry, you're absolutely right on the money, and you can